Hey guys, Angry Monkey here. Let's talk about Matsuricon, which was in Columbus, Ohio from August 29th through September 1st. And I was there. I mean, I guess it technically started on Thursday, but not really anything happens on Thursday. I mean, there's a few panels, but I didn't get there till Friday around 11:40. But I figured I'd just spend the next however long this is to talk about my experience there, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I did, what it was like to be there, all that good stuff. So anyway, like I said, I got there around 11:40. Obviously, I had to get my badge. I was a VIP member, which means I got some cool stuff like what you see here. And and then obviously I had to get my hotel room, drop off all my stuff, and then I finally went to my first panel, which was 9 to 5 suits and ties but no hentai, the adult anime panel from 12:30 to 1:15. Basically a bunch of recommendations of anime that involve adult characters. Basically not high school rom-coms, whatever. These are going to be like people in the working world. After that was the Echoes of the Journey, the voices of Freerun, and we had 5 Freerun voice actors that were there this year. I finished watching it back in June because I wanted to make sure I got it watched in time for this convention. Fantastic show, beautiful animation, great characters, soundtrack. It's a good show. So anyway, I got to see Mallory Rodak, Clifford Chapin, Jill Harris, Rico Fajardo, and Jordan Dash Cruz answer fan questions. Um, my favorite part was actually when a girl brought her dog up there that was dressed as Freerun. Here's a clip of that.
Trial and error. Good job. Good job. Good job. Treats.
Celebrity amazing. Precious. Oh my god. So cute. Now we just need to get the entire cast as dogs.
As dogs.
Good job. So are you adopting?
Her baby brother is named Hiccup, and he's a service dog in training. We are currently working on a stork costume for him.
Thank you so much.
So cute.
That was a fun panel. Cold though. I mean, all these panel rooms were just like ice cold for some reason. Man, you gotta make it more than like 30 degrees in these rooms. After that, I went to the greatest cartoon intros of all time. I missed out on a little bit of that because, Freerun ended at 3, so I missed the first like 15 minutes or so trying to walk from one of the convention center to the other. But I was able to watch a lot of cartoon intros like George of the Jungle and Alvin and the Chipmunks and a bunch of American cartoons, Transformers, stuff from the 60s, 70s, 80s. We touched the 90s a little bit. I mean, we watched like the intro to the Batman animated series, but we didn't go into the late 90s. We didn't go into 2000s. Then again, I had to leave a little bit early from that. I left at 3:45 to go to Anime Under the Radar, where we talk about a lot of underrated anime that we might not have heard of. So that was always fun. I finally got some autographs, but there were a lot of them that were missing. But I got to meet Risa May, who signed for Rum and Shirley from Shadow's House, Max Middleman, who signed for Konohamaru from the Boruto series, Keith Silverstein, who signed for the Deep Sea King and One Punch Man, and I've met Chris McGuire, who signed for Malim from Reincarnated as a Slime, and Ruri from Dr. Stone. I thought it was kind of funny. I handed her my Stone Wars DVD, and she's like, well, yeah, I know Ruri's not on here, but I'll go ahead and sign next to my ex-husband, which is a really funny joke. If you guys have seen the show, you know, you know. Then I got Mallory Rodak, the star of Freerun, to sign for Freerun. She was also the Great Sage from Reincarnated as a Slime. So that was really cool to get both of those. I met Clifford Chapin, who signed for Connie from Attack on Titan, Ryusui from Dr. Stone, and Himmel the Hero, of course, from Freerun. So I got 2 of the Freerun autographs I wanted to get, and I got a lot of stuff out of the way. But a lot of the other voice actors had left to go to some dinner, so I figured, well, alright, I guess I'll get the rest tomorrow. I know it's going to be busier tomorrow, but hey, I get to use my VIP platinum badge thing. But we'll talk about some of that when we get to Saturday, because I've got a couple issues about that. After that, I finally got some food, probably around like 6:30 or so, and I hadn't eaten since about 9:30 a.m. By the way, guys, if you've never been to a con before, eat. Please, don't pass out. Don't do what I did or almost did. Yeah, I was so hungry, so lightheaded, that people speaking to me was just sounds. I could not comprehend the English language. I was that drained. I was that hungry, that brain dead. People giving directions on where something was, and I heard escalator, so I'm walking towards the escalator, and he's like, "Where are you going? It's over here. It's by the escalators." "Oh, I thought you said it was downstairs. Go down the escalators, and it's wherever." That's how tired I was. That's how hungry I was. So yeah, I got a little bit of food in me. I felt a little bit better, but yeah, I don't know if that was enough. So unfortunately, because of that, I missed out on most of the anime physics. I pretty much came in on the last like 2 things. But yeah, anime has weird physics, and this panel was all about that. So that sounded fun. Too bad I missed like all but the last 10 minutes of it. Then after that was the J. Michael Tatum WTF 101 from 9:30 to 10:30. I went to that panel last year, I think. But yeah, it was fun. I can't discuss the content of that. One, Tatum says, please don't film this or talk about it, and if you bring it up to me, I'm going to deny it. But also just wouldn't be appropriate for the channel to bring up some of the stuff that we talked about in there. It was 18 plus, and it was very 18 plus. That's all I'll say. I almost went to the Ben Drown panel, which was like 12:45 to 2, but I was still pretty drained, even though I had eaten. I was pretty drained from the day. I had an upset stomach, and I just didn't feel that great. So, yeah, I went to bed probably around 11:30. Yeah, but hey, that allowed me to get some rest, especially since I was going to have the long day on Saturday where everything's happening. So the first thing I did was I went to the dealer room to get the rest of my autographs. So I got there at 10 o'clock, basically, when they opened. However, there were some problems with being a VIP member at Matsuricon in 2025. And I don't know if it was better or worse than last year. To refresh you guys from last year, VIP members were allowed to get in like a half hour early before everybody else. However, we got yelled at for being in there half an hour before everybody else. Like, nobody's allowed to be in here yet, but we're VIP Platinum Gold members, and we were allowed to by this one staff member, and they're like, nope, go back out in the hallway. So, I'm not going to say that this year was worse than last year, but I did have to explain my case. There were supposed to be VIP lines for the voice actors, and you couldn't really see them because the lines were crazy long on some of these people. And when I went up to Rika Fajardo's line, I'm like, hey, I'm a Platinum member, VIP member, like, where's the line? And she's like, yeah, we don't have VIP lines. Oh, some people do. Oh, yeah, but we don't. And I said, she says, yeah, you should have gotten here at 9 a.m. when all the voice actors were here, but nobody showed up for it. And I'm like, well, yeah, on Facebook they said that there's just a VIP line, and to look for a Matsuricon staff member to look for the VIP line. And she's like, that's not what I was told. And I'm like, well, here's the email that says that there's a VIP line. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry. Now I know. I'll forward that on, and now I know what to do for the next person who asks. And then she's like, all right, you're behind this person, the person that's currently talking to Rico. So I'm like, okay, cool. So that was really confusing. On Facebook, we had 2 separate things that had opposite things. There was one that mentioned the 9 a.m. thing, and then there was the other one that talked about the VIP. If you can just kind of go whenever the voice actors are there, use the VIP pass and all that stuff. So that was really confusing. What was also really unfortunate about being a VIP member is I still had to spend many hours in autograph lines because I had to wait for people to show up. I mean, I'm not going to fault like Tatum, who wanted to sleep in after his really late panel. So he didn't get there. Brandon McKinnis didn't get there either until about 11:30. So I had already been in autograph lines for an hour and a half, and which wasn't a big deal because I was able to meet some of the other ones to kind of stall for time for others to get there. But I still had to wait a long time for Ray Chase and Robbie Damon, who didn't get there until 1. So I wanted to just get all my autographs done, but I had to wait for them to show up. Now, once they showed up, yeah, I got right in line. It took less than 10 minutes to get my autographs. But yeah, that was definitely my biggest issue with being a VIP member in 2025 was waiting on the voice actors to actually show up. Again, I'm not going to fault them. If they wanted to sleep in, that's cool. I mean, they're there for us, and we're happy that they're there. But it is really annoying as a VIP member to still spend many, many, many hours waiting for all these voice actors to sign my stuff, meet them, talk to them, whatever. So anyway, yeah, I got a lot of great autographs, got some pictures taken with them and all that stuff. But I met Jordan Dash Cruz, who signed for Stark from Freerun, met Jill Harris, who signed for Noelle from Black Clover, Aura from Overlord, and Fern from Freerun. Rika Fajardo, he signed for Munakata from Danganronpa, the anime, Itana from Assassination Classroom, and Verbolt from Freerun. So I got 5 Freerun autographs, which was fantastic. Edward Bosco, I met him, but technically the thing that he was signing for was somebody else's copy of Zero Escape. I didn't bring my copy, and I don't know why I didn't bring my copy of it. But anyway, I walked up to him, and he's like, "Is that Zero Escape?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he says, "Oh, I love that game." He was 7 from the PS4 version of 999. So I got to talk to him about Zero Escape and just how much I had loved that series, really. And he loved that series too. He's like, "Oh, it was such a good game." And he's like, "Have you ever played the Insomnium Files?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I haven't." He's like, "Oh, it's done by the same person. Similar type of game." I'm like, "Oh, I'll have to pick that up then. That sounds really cool," because I really loved the Zero Escape series. So I probably loved the Insomnium Files as well. So that was really cool to talk to him. I walked right up to that line. There was no line whatsoever. But I thought it was really funny how he's like, "Oh, is that Zero Escape?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, do you want me to sign that?" And his handler's like, "No, he just wanted to walk up and show it to you and walk away." So that was kind of a fun exchange. But speaking of Zero Escape, I went back into Keith Silverstein's line because he voiced Eric from Zero Time Dilemma, the 3rd game in the series. So I handed him a little booklet, and he's like, "Oh, what is this?" And then he sees the name David Roach next to Eric. And he's like, "Oh, man, if I would have known there was going to be a little booklet like this, I would have used my actual name here." David Roach is a name that he uses sometimes. He says that he used to use it a little bit more frequently, but not as much anymore. And I'm like, "Yeah, what is the deal with David Roach?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, it's just an old pen name. David is my middle name, by the way." That's what he told me. But yeah, that was just a name that he used sometimes. And he says that if he knew there was going to be this little booklet that came with the game, he would have used his actual Keith Silverstein name and not the David Roach name. So I thought that was a really fun exchange. I met Ann Yatko, which I got her signed for Nobara, which I'm assuming that's how the character is pronounced, from JJK. I actually just started that show last week, as in like a couple days before the convention. I just started the series, so I actually just met that character. So I don't really have a lot to go on, but I'm sure I'll love that character. But there were a lot of JJK voice actors there. That was really cool. Speaking of which, Robbie Damon, I was going to have him sign for Moomin Rider from One Punch Man and Mitsuki from Boruto, but I decided to leave the stuff I already had autographed in the hotel room just so that way things don't get lost or damaged or whatever. And I forgot that I had an additional signature for both those items, so that was really annoying. All he had for me to sign was Megumi from JJK, and there was a really cool poster of Odin from One Piece that he signed that as well. So next time I meet Robbie, I'll hopefully finally have Moomin Rider signed, I'll probably also have him sign for Tuxedo Mask, because he was in that for the 2011 Viz dub of Sailor Moon, and many other shows. But yeah, I forgot to bring those with me. Ray Chase finished off my autographs. He was Sukuna from JJK, Corazon from One Piece, and Bucciarati from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I thought it was really cool that he signs for Corazon. I handed him the collection box set 29 of One Piece, and he's like, "Oh, cool! I didn't know Corazon had his own box set," which was during the Dressrosa Law flashbacks, all that stuff. And so he signs "I Love You, Kid," which was such an emotional thing. I'm like, "Oh, yes, that's like his most iconic line was that." And then Arrivederci for Bucciarati. So yeah, that was really cool. I got 4 JJK signatures, which, I mean, I pretty much got the main cast except for Gojo, which is pretty cool. And I got a big JoJo signature, got a significant One Piece character, and I've met him before, because he signed for Piri Piri Prisoner from One Punch Man before, and he signed for Roswaal from ReZero. So that was the first time I met him, so this is the second time I've met him. But anyway, that was really cool. So I finally got all my autographs done by about 1:30 and decided to eat lunch. Because I was not going to make the mistake that I did yesterday and not go all day without eating, because that was stupid. Don't do that, guys. So after I ate, I was finally able to go to my first panel of the day, which was at 4 p.m. Yeah, there were plenty of great panels I wanted to go to earlier in the day, but I wanted to get my autographs done. And yeah, so I went to Hiroyuki Imaishi, How Top Tier Anime is Made, from 4 to 4:45. Now, I have been to this panel before at Anime Ohio last year, but it's a good panel. Talking about the guy that created or worked on Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann and Promare, and he also did some stuff with Evangelion, I think. Some Lupin stuff, I think. So, yeah, this guy worked on some top-tier stuff, and it was really cool to learn or get re-educated on the fundamentals of animation that he uses in his anime. So, yeah, that was a great panel. Then after that, I went to the Pokemon Game Show from 5 to 6. And, yeah, answer a bunch of questions. 4 volunteers go up to the front and answer questions. If you get the question right, you win a Pokemon card. And after, like, so many rounds, whoever gets the most Pokemon cards wins a little plushie. This is me we're talking about. Yeah, I won. And I won a little Fido plushie. Then after that, I ate and then went to I Know That OP, a game show from 7 to 8:45, kind of Jeopardy style. And for an hour and 45 minutes, guess anime openings. It was a lot of fun. That might be my favorite. That and the Pokemon one were probably my 2 favorite panels of the convention. Anime Under the Radar is also high up there, though. I was going to go to Paranormal Japan 101, but that was canceled, so I walked around to kill some time for the Exploring the World of Japanese Visual Novels from 10:15 to 11. But I realized that it was the same panel as last year, and there was a lot of hentai visual novels, and but I wanted to catch the Shrekology, the Science and History of Shrek, from 10:45 to 11:30. I was in that panel for about 10 minutes, thought it was the dumbest thing I ever saw, and left. Basically, a drunk guy screaming into a microphone about how in 1928, Jeb Bush founded Bush's Baked Beans, and that Shrek was killed by the American government as a cover-up for something. And I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about here. He's drunk. He's screaming. I'm done. So yeah, I left. And I'm like, there's nothing else going on tonight. I guess I'm going to bed because it's about 11 o'clock. I decided to bring some stuff down to the truck so that way I don't have as much to carry in the morning for when I go check out. Half of it's already packed away in the car. Sunday had better panels, I think. I mean, like, you know what I mean. There's some good panels on Sunday. But my big problem there was on Sunday for the Pokemon Jeopardy from 9 to 10. We were locked out until 9:17. At first, I thought the panelist wasn't showing up. That's why we're just sitting out in the hallway. And the panelist's like, no, I'm right here. We're waiting on the room to unlock. I'm like, oh, okay. So we finally got unlocked. We played basically Jeopardy. And I got to participate in one of those rounds. Unfortunately, I only got second place. And it wasn't because I didn't know the stuff. Because I did. I failed to raise my hand at the proper time. Somebody beat me to the punch on that, where you have to... The first person to raise your hand after she finishes the question is the one who gets to answer the question. And I constantly, over and over, would raise my hand on like the second to last word of the question, and therefore she didn't call on me. So, yeah, I didn't win. I got second place, so I missed out on some more Pokemon cards. Whatever. I was going to go to Anime Hangman with Chris McGuire, but that was canceled for technical difficulties, so I'm walking around the dealer room. I'm killing some time for the Giant Robot Anime panel, which was from 10:45 to 11:45. There were a couple of those that I'm like, oh, hey, I recognize that. I got that from Box like last year or something. So that was really cool that there were a couple anime that I actually recognized. So then after that, I had about an hour to kill, so I wanted to go back down to Robbie Damon's line, but he wasn't there yet. Yeah, he wasn't going to be there until 1 again. So I'm like, well, all right, I don't really have anything else to do right now. But I did go to Guess That Anime opening from 12:45 to 2:45, but I left around 1:10 to go to Who's That Pokemon Bingo, which was from 1:15 to 2. But I got there at like 1:11, so the panel hadn't started yet, but they already given out all the bingo cards, and so the guy that's standing outside the room is like, oh, well, you can still go in and hang out. I'm like, if you can't really participate, what's the point? So by this time, it is after 1, so I went back down to the dealer room to try again to talk to Robbie Damon. The line was capped. He was there, line was capped. Okay, well, I guess I'm going back to Guess That Anime opening, and I was there for about another half hour or something, and I left around 2 for the day, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I think I'm done. I started to feel like a slight hint of a cold coming on from the last couple days. You can kind of hear that in my voice a little bit right now, that like I feel okay. It's just my nose is a little like screwy, and I still hadn't fully gotten over my upset stomach from Friday. Like it was just I don't know, everything was just a little shaky there. So I think I just felt slightly weak, and I'm like, all right, I think I'm just ready to go. I was cold because the whole building was just ice cold. So yeah, overall it was pretty good. Decent variety of panels. I mean, like I said, you had Anime Under the Radar. You had a bunch of Pokemon quiz game shows that were fun. Guess That opening. Like, you had a lot of great panels. I would like to have more anime recommendation type panels or history of some genre type panels. I think that'd be kind of fun to have more of those. And maybe less of the weird ones. Shrekology, I'm sorry if the guy that's watching this, I did not enjoy that. There was a Pokemon Smasher Pass. Why? Guys, come on, that's weird. We're not talking about Cynthia or Flannery. We're talking about Gardevoir and Vaporeon. Come on, guys, that's weird. So yeah, less of the weird panels, more of the like anime recommendation, more of the history of whatever. I want to learn stuff. I want to get recommendations to stuff. That's more fun to me than banging a Vaporeon. And I really do hope the VIP is better next year. I did talk to one of the people in charge of the VIP, and they says that they'll rework it next year and it'll be better next year. So that's good to hear. They got some feedback on that. Hopefully there'll be less confusion, and hopefully overall just a better time. So the last thing I want to talk about is, what did I get aside from all these autographs? But I got a bunch of figures, obviously. I mean, it's me. We're going to get figures. But I got 2 Mau Maus because Mau Mau's just such a great character. But but I got her in her normal dress, and I got her in the elegant dress. And by the way, that elegant dress is probably the best quality figure that I have in my entire collection. I was blown away when I pulled it out of the box. I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is a very well done, very detailed. It was nice. I'm not going to say it's my favorite figure as far as character, but it's probably my favorite character as far as the quality. I was very impressed. I showed it to my dad, who hates anime, and even he's like, oh, yeah, that one looks good. Like, he was impressed by the quality of that one, too. I got a couple JoJo's. I got Jonathan and Jolene, and I got a Naruto Stone Faces that has the first 4 Hokage on there. It's actually a piggy bank, which is pretty interesting. And on the box, it does advertise to look for a part 2 for the Shippuden and Boruto, which would have Tsunade, Kakashi, and Naruto's faces, and you would just kind of like put that next to it, and you'd have the full extended Stone Faces wall, which is really cool. So I definitely want to get that part 2, but I was really excited to get the Stone Faces because I just thought that was really neat, really different. I got a little snubble that I won from a little small prize from a cosplayer of basically like using a safari ball, reach into the bag and capture a Pokemon, and I caught a snubble. You can see the Fido that I got along with the Pokemon cards that I got from the Pokemon game show. I got some anime, obviously. I got Chainsaw Man, a special edition with a lenticular box art. Really cool. I didn't realize until after I unwrapped it that the back is lenticular as well. So it made it double cool. Got Apothecary Diary Season 1 Part 2, the Reincarnated as a Slime movie, and Parasite the Maxim, which I do technically have, but this is an upgrade to mine, because my copy was, Part 1 was DVD, Part 2 was Blu-ray, and it's bothered me ever since, and the fact that I was able to get this all in one package just made it so much better. So yeah, that is what I got. That is what I did. That was my thoughts and experiences. The one thing I wish I would have done differently was I forgot to record the bottom floor. There were problems with the escalators and elevators not working, so I forgot to record the bottom floor. But the game room was expanded from last year. Like, it was like double the size. There were like 50 game consoles, and along with that, all the arcade games that you come to expect there. So yeah, overall, I think the layout was better than Matsuricon in the past. You had the night market as well. It was good. The thing that held it back from being like perfect or whatever was the VIP, and I think the panels could have been a little bit better, or maybe balanced a little bit better. But overall, I enjoyed it, and I'm excited for 2026. I hope we get some more great voice actors there, get some new ones there. Really excited to run to some old friends again. That was a really fun part of Matsuricon 2025, was just simply running into past friends, because when you go to these conventions a lot, you make friends there, and you're like, oh, hey, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a year, that kind of thing. So it was really cool to catch up with a bunch of friends. So I think this might have been the most social I've ever been at a convention, just because I run into this person I haven't seen in a while. I run into this person I haven't seen in a while. So it was really cool to catch up with all these friends. And I'm excited to do that again next year. So what about you guys? What was your favorite part of Matsuricon? Was it the autographs and talking with voice actors? Was it the dealer room? Was it a particular panel that you went to? Was it just catching up with friends? Was it the cosplays that you saw? Post all that in the comments below. I want to know your guys' favorite, and I guess some of your least favorite parts as well. Have a fun discussion talking about Matsuricon in the comments below. But before you guys go, I have one more clip that I want to post at the very end of this video. I found the waifu tier list again, and there was another fun discussion. Viewer discretion is advised when it comes to language, but I thought it was pretty fun to have this discussion thing at the end of the video. But yeah, before you guys go, don't forget to do that. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell so you're notified for when another video comes out, whether that's a Boxchan unboxing video, or I finally get around to recording some more Let's Play content. Life's been stupid busy. and I haven't been able to do that. I also have a Facebook page where I post these videos on there. You can interact with me on there if you want. If not, that's cool. But just another option. I also have an Instagram that I forget I have until I advertise it in a video of, oh, hey, I've got an Instagram. I mostly talk about video game stuff on there. I have some pretty cool stuff that I like to show off, but I forget that I have it, so I never show off on there. But follow me on there anyways, so that way when I do post something cool, you guys can see it. Most importantly is the Discord server, where we talk about, well, pretty much everything I mentioned in this video. Video games, Pokemon, anime, we post memes, we talk about nostalgia. We got a lot of great stuff like that. And all you gotta do is just say, hey, I want to join your Discord. And I'll be like, all right, cool, here's an invite. And we can have fun, hang out, nerd out, and join our little community of nerds. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you there. But until then, I think that's all I have to say. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Gojo is equal to Kakashi.
Equal.
You want to have Gojo without Kakashi? Are you talking about who can win in a fight? No. Because obviously Kakashi's got to lose because he doesn't have his Miyogeki. But
Yeah, and
you're a nerd, dude. What are you doing here?
what do you think we're doing here for nerds?
But all I'm saying, Kakashi, best husband all time. Cook, can take care of the house. He don't fucking talk. Okay? You don't need that. No, you want a fucking quiet ass house? No. Better outcome. Less arguments. It's like, if you're arguing with your significant other, that's the wrong one.
That's based.
Kakashi don't say shit. Bro just said, give me someone to kill, and I'll kill him. I'll also maybe cook for him.
What's your thoughts on that guy that goes, rice cakes?
Rice cake? Fuck, I don't know.
What about
I know what you're
Sensei?
talking about.
Eight
Fuck him.
possibilities.
No, that just goes to your territory.
Why is she gonna steal this?
Because it's Sukuna.
I don't like Gigantress.
Murder you.
I don't like Gigantress.
He won't
You don't
murder
like
his
muscle
wife.
No. What?
Like ready to take up in here?
Wait, no, you hide it.
Yeah, she's right there.
I just saw it. No, I just saw it. The why she died.
Why is she here?
Yes.
Thank you!
I agree, she's horrible.
Hey, you want a girl that don't talk? Get this one.
No, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck her. What the fuck?
Give me a catfish.
Oh,
I do.
Nah.
you
No,
too much.
okay, hot take, her fan service is annoying. Is that a hot take? I don't know.
No,
That's not a hot take.
that's, that's the most common take of all time. Oh, does Esdeath, Rem?
This is a white. This is a white.
Yeah. Albedo?
Ram's better.
Give me Ram.
Aren?
Give me Ram.
Yeah.
Albedo?
Okay.
That's fine.
One moment.
Yes.
No, that's a white food. Whoa!
You read
That's a white food if you ever seen it, bro. At least get Matsuri out of here now.
Alright, can we pick up the cards?
Mitsui finds everybody cute. You'll get jealous all the time.
I love what you're doing. Wait! I hate the sweatshirt. Fuck you. Thank you.